is Carissa Casper, and I'm in digital customer experience with West Coast Seeds, as well as the founder of Seed and Nourish, where I create and care for kitchen gardens just like this one across Vancouver and the Lower Mainland. Today, we're going to talk about a controversial herb, cilantro. Love it or hate it, cilantro can be a tricky crop to grow. But with its short life in the fridge, it's very rewarding to have a continuous supply in the garden. So let me show you how. Cilantro is an annual plant, so unlike perennial herbs like rosemary, sage, chives, and oregano, it needs to be replanted seasonally. The most common challenge people encounter when trying to grow cilantro is its tendency to bolt, which means putting up a stem and setting flowers, then seed, rather than the leaves, which is what we love to eat. To avoid bolting, timing is your friend. Cilantro is a cool weather crop, which means it prefers to be grown in the more moderate temperatures and wet conditions of spring and fall, rather than the hot temperatures and dryness of summer, which is when it will bolt. The optimum soil temperature for sowing cilantro is 15 degrees Celsius, but it can be sown 4 weeks before last frost or 4 weeks before first frost. However, you can even overwinter cilantro in temperate climates as long as it's given some crop protection like a cloche or row cover. You can prolong the harvest window of cilantro by growing in partial shade or under a shade cloth, in moist soil, or by planting successions every 2 weeks and harvesting often. The other cause of bolting in cilantro may be transplanting. Cilantro forms a taproot like carrots or dill, which means a central root with lateral roots that come off of it. Plants with taproots do not like to be disturbed, so cilantro prefers to be direct sown in the garden by seeds rather than transplanted, and it prefers to be grown in deeper soil. My favorite variety of cilantro to grow is Santo Monogerm. It is bolt resistant and full of good flavor. Cilantro seeds are schizocarps, which means they contain 2 seeds in one. Santo Monogerm has been split into a singular seed, which makes for easy sowing and growing. To sow cilantro in the garden, poke holes 1 inch deep and 1 inch apart. Add 1 seed per spacing. Seeds should germinate in 5 to 10 days. Once those seedlings have put on their first true leaves, you can thin down to 2 inches between seedlings, eating your first harvest of microgreen cilantro. As the plants mature to 4 inches tall, you can take your second harvest by taking 1/3 of the plant and cutting down to 1 inch. The cilantro will regrow through this cut and come again method. Although cilantro may have a short harvest window, the challenge of bolting can also be seen as a benefit, because once cilantro flowers, it's extremely attractive to beneficial insects like hoverflies, which will eat small-bodied pests like aphids and whiteflies. So it makes a wonderful companion plant in the garden. Eventually, those flowers will turn to seed, which you can leave to die back in the garden, then harvest once the plants are brown and dry as coriander seed, which you can use in the kitchen, or you can replant the dried seed for another round of cilantro leaves in the garden. Cilantro is a gift that keeps on giving. Thank you for joining me at West Coast Seeds as we talk about success with cilantro in the garden. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment about what you would like to hear more in our next talk with West Coast Seeds.